Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Look, man, they got a saying called the buck stops here. Well, I'm going to change it now. It's the bud stops here. Welcome to the channel. Like, subscribe, consider donating. Boom, look, man. Secret Society. I've been telling y'all, man, almost a year now what is it, man? 10 months I've had this channel. I've been telling you about the Secret Society. They're coming for Bud Crawford, but check this out. This is what I truly believe is going on. And, you know, some of the teammates have put stuff in the comments while I was drafting this video, or at least the thumbnail. Listen. Bud Crawford. We know Bud Crawford's stubborn and he's cheap. He's cheap. Bud Crawford ain't paying no step-aside fees. You damn near don't want to pay no sanctioning fees to the goddamn Secret Society. But look at what's going on. If Bud Crawford doesn't go forward with this fight with Rocha, because he's not going to fight for no $200,000, not even $1 million, right? They're forcing Crawford to make, the only way out of this is to just either not take the fight and get stripped or go into an undisputed fight. Now, we know undisputed bouts should take precedence. That doesn't always happen. Look at that damn Mauricio Suleiman, WBC, and Caleb Smith and Bertabiev, right? Horrible. Especially when Bertabiev and Bivol want to fight. But, you know, we're not talking about them. The undisputed should take precedence. So Crawford and Spence, they're both in the same situation. Now, Spence and Thurman, I mean, maybe that's a much bigger fight than Crawford and Rocha. But same thing for Spence. How's he going to get up and motivated to go out there and fight a guy like Keith Thurman? You know what I'm saying? Who knows what's going to happen with their purse bid? But for Terence Crawford, they're forcing this man. And even Errol Spence, look at what's happened, right? Their opportunity, these guys, they had this many opportunities. They start fooling around, didn't make the fight. You saw what happened. We talked about this, man, in an extent. I've become exhausted with talking about this, just like you guys have. You look at how the guys were racking, stacking the WB, all the sanction bodies. And look how they started. All of a sudden, when Crawford and Spence, when that fell apart, look how they start pulling people over. Look at the moves started happening. Standing Unis, Crowley. Look at everything started taking place. Virgil Ortiz, Jerron Boots, different sanctioning bodies. Fights being lined up. Thurman, Spence, man, you know, Crawford. There was nothing was pushed on Crawford. Right? When Crawford turned the Spence fight down, all these moves started happening to take a couple of those fighters from the WBO and commit them to fights under IBF, Jerron Ennis, WBA, Virgil Ortiz, right? Keith Thurman, WBC, right? That was it. Killed it. Those are the big names. Killed the WBO, right? That happened. Errol Spence get all these mandatories. These guys fighting for mandatory positions and all. Oh, Errol Spence got hit. Boom. What happened to Terence Crawford? Right? If I'm wrong, tell me. Nothing happened. He fights Avanesian, comes out of that, sitting here chilling. Nobody cares because he has no options. Man couldn't go and fight no damn Jerron Ennis. He tried to make that fight. They dead that. Showtime dead that. Boom. I don't care what Espinoza says. Secret Society, man. Come out here talking about fighting Virgil Ortiz. WBO, boom. Ortiz turned it down twice in the past, but at the end of the day, he's committed to fight Stan Unis, so he has an out. Crawford go over there sniffing around Golden Boy. Oscar, I make the biggest fights now. I know Al Heyman. I know their construct. I make the big... Shut up, Oscar De La Hoya. Right? And then Crawford out here in the breeze. We talked about it. I personally would have liked to see Blair Cobb. Oh my God! Hey, Blair Cobb is the next Mayweather. All right. Now, don't unsubscribe from my channel. I just like Blair Cobb. All right. But damn, Blair Cobb's a bigger name than Rocha. But you know, it is what it is. Rocha earned his spot. He did what he fought some. He got strung along some wins after Rashidi Ellis, and here we are. But look at Terence Crawford. He's not for the big money. You got to go to Errol Spence. You know, you got to go to Errol Spence. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, you know, it's not just me who feels this way. You know what I'm saying? It's not just me. You got guys in the comments. Everybody knows boxing on this channel. Everybody knows boxing, right? I come out here and talk a lot, but I'm going to read to you. Let me see if I can get this thing here done. I'm going to read to you what some of the comments that people have shared on the channel, right? Look, Sean T says, Crawford's going to get played by Golden Boy. Oscar wants that belt. I don't believe that this is a case of secret society. I believe it's a case of Crawford making poor decisions. We all agree with that. His best bet is to find a way to make the Spence fight. No doubt. I've been saying that. So I come and I tell him, look, man, the potential purse bid, minimum of $200,000, either pushing him to Spence or an effort to pry that title out of his hand. That is what's going on. No doubt. And Sean T goes and say, look, man, he told people this is going to happen. So obviously, we all have been seeing the same thing because we all know boxing. We all paying attention to it. He says it doesn't make any sense at all, man. He believes that he doesn't believe Crawford made that $10 million. He says that because if they were paying that good, why entertain the thought of Golden Boy? Hey, spot on. Great input. I mean, let BLK Prime do what PBC did. The PBC used all that money they had. Remember, they had the hedge fund. You guys remember that, right? To bring popular fighters to their stable. The De La Hoya lawsuits, top ranked, everybody's pissed off. Anyway, Crawford needs to fight Errol, right? That's what we've all been saying. It's the only fight out there that's going to bring him the finance he wants. It also gives him a chance to become undisputed a second time. That's what we've been saying. That's what we've been saying. Absolutely. That's my initial post. WBO belt to be stripped in four days. 19 March deadline right there. Mills, brilliant Mills, my boy Mills, man. Really, really got a lot of respect for him. He has another brilliant boxing mind. He goes on and he says, look, one thing's for sure. He doesn't seem to be bothered by it, and he had the right to tell him to grab him to full time, which is until May. A lot of people don't even know that. That's why I say there's brilliant minds on this boxing channel. And the thing is, people will take some of the comments y'all make and go, and from other, that's what I hate. Some of these other content creators, they've been known to come to my channel and take the stuff that I'm sharing, but they also will come and take the stuff y'all sharing and go create videos, which is horrible. But that's a compliment to you all for having brilliant minds. So Spence says, look, they grabbed him to full time, which it's until May, but he let it go. Now, even I was wondering what the hell was going on. But I said, it's got to be he got to have something in his back pocket. So he says he has no idea what Crawford's doing. Why would he accept him forcing a mandatory 3 months in advance? It makes no sense. I can tell you this, though. If Crawford and Spence fight for undisputed, whoever wins is going to be hit with a bunch of mandatories afterwards. No doubt. Absolutely. And I responded to him and said, hell yeah. Same situation with Fury and Usyk. Something's off. I'm digging for an answer, bro. I have a feeling Spence and Crawford are about to announce their fight. That's the only thing that makes sense. And then you go through and look at the other comments here. For the most part, that's the consensus. That's the consensus. Someone will pick that fight up for sure. Bud sure as hell ain't vacating or paying step-aside money. We all agree with your Chef Iron Call. Best case scenario, yep. So even he said it here. He said it. We're all saying the same thing, man. You know? That makes sense. I think Spence and Bud are about to surprise us all. So see, we're all on the same accord here. And again, I already addressed this guy here, man. He has no clue what the hell is going on. So as we sit here now, I guess the question is, I may have to do that video. How likely is it that within, this is the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, right? Get in front of the camera. How likely is it within 4 days we're going to get a Spence Crawford announcement? How many of you think that's a stretch? How many think that's far-fetched? I'm going to say this. I think that can happen. You know why? We're in March. You figure Crawford and Spence. They got the whistleblower already came out and said Crawford and Spence have been talking over the phone. Agreed on the purse split. 90% of the issue is the purse split. Well, let me quit. I'm not going to say that. I'll say this. I think 75% of the problem with negotiations is purse split. Then comes rematch clauses, right? Because rematch clauses, if they can't agree on the rematch clause and all the splits and everything in rematch clauses, first fight never happens, right? Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? You can't have a first fight if there's no agreement on what's going to happen in the second or third fight. You can never have the first fight. So I think 75% has been resolved of the potential issues has been resolved. That last 25%, I don't know. But I think they've had ample time to come to some kind of resolution, to be able to step out in stride, on the same page, and announce to the world a June fight date for Crawford and Spence, or some date. I truly believe that. Now, I'll tell you what. Just like I believe that they can make that announcement and they've had sufficient time to work out all the quirks and get on the same page, I also believe that Crawford is not going to sit there and allow himself to lose no WBO belt. I mean, if he does that, then maybe he meant what he said, where he doesn't care about becoming undisputed. Maybe he doesn't have the mentality of AJ, where it's just all about the money. Remember, AJ came out and said that. Tyson Fury, we all know. If you didn't know, now you know. Tyson Fury is only about the money. Deontay Wilder right now is only about the money. Even this is, MMA, but he's actually a boxer now. That's what he's doing. Francis Ngannou, the man's about the money. Maybe Terence Crawford is just about the money. But if he's about the money, why would he let the WBO belt go? You know what I'm saying? It's like I've said, all these brilliant minds who are just putting comments out, the comment section is going to blow up here in the next 24 hours or so. But these are the brilliant minds we're seeing. These guys here, I always pay attention to the comments. But why would he let that WBO belt go and not go after Spence? Nobody wants to make 147. But if you have to make it, make it for Spence. Spence, you don't want to make 147, well, make it for Crawford. Right? Y'all don't want to go to purse bids. Y'all don't want to make 2, 3 million, 500,000, whatever the hell. Y'all want to make 20, 30, 40 million. Hey, what's the problem? To me, it's not rocket science. It isn't. They should already have been sorting this out. Now that being said, I'm going to go ahead and say it again. Look, instead of the buck stops here, look, the bud stops here. And this is what the sanctioning bodies of secret society's been saying. They don't want to deal with the bull crap no more. So they forced this man into it. And I've been saying this. People thought I was crazy, right? Hey, I just have a little awareness. It's called optics. Just observing just like you, right? And you can see it. I mean, there's a pattern there. You can see the direction this was going. How, hey, say it takes a village to raise a person, right? Well, also it takes a village or a community effort to get these two knuckleheads, Crawford and Spence, into the ring together, obviously, because if you allow them to keep twiddling thumbs and fooling around, they'll never get into the ring. So this is what you see happening. Y'all don't want to play by our rules. This is what we're going to do here. The bud stops here. Hold your horses. No more taking it to the stupid. It is what it is. Y'all want big money? But that's going to require a big fight. Only real big fight right now at 147. There's some fights out there that excite us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we like Boots. We like even the Roman Villa surprise. We like Boots. We like 147. But give us what the hell we want. And if they give us that, let me tell you something, man. This is going to be probably one of the better years in boxing. Crawford Spence. Let me raise my hand up. Crawford Spence. Goddamn. Fury Usyk, right? Deontay Wilder, AJ. We know that's going to happen, right? Probably the end of the year. Deontay Wilder, Francis Ngannou. That's crazy. Hopefully the end of this year you get Bivol and Bertabiev, right? That's crazy. We'll see what's going on at 135 if Tank Davis holds ground. He start going out here and clipping these guys who are at 135. Maybe we get Tank and Devin Haney. I know that's a fight they want, but it looks like Tank may go after Cruz, after Ryan Garcia, then boom, go after Haney. This could shape up to be one of those years. And it's also could shape up to be one of those years where we see guys get record high purses, especially if people decide to go on out there to Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, the Middle East, and get themselves in a Jada Kiss entanglement with Kinahan. I have no proof of that now, just joking, all right? I don't want nobody trying to ban my channel. But what I'm saying is things are going in the right direction. Stars are lining up, man. I'm extremely optimistic about forthcoming fights and potentially forthcoming fights. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, this to me is tantamount to waking up on Christmas Day and getting a bunch of gifts. But for me, getting good announcements, that we're going to get great fights in boxing. It is the same thing, in my opinion. It's tantamount to waking up on Christmas Day and getting, my kids get e-bikes and all kind of 3 Oculus. Crazy. For me, just give me the fights. But that being said, let's see what happens. The countdown starts now. What's that guy with the dread say? The fight starts now. Well, the countdown starts now. And that's where we're at. That being said, let's wait and see. Only 2 outcomes here, man. One, Crawford ain't fighting that man, I'm telling you, for no 200,000, 300,000, 1 million. You can't make me believe he's going to do that. So there's only 2 outcomes, right? Well, 3. A miracle happens, and someone comes and drops Triller-type money to where Crawford gets what he wants, which is huge money, and Rocha somehow benefits, right? But that's like, I don't expect that to happen. But it's a possibility. So that's one. The second thing, somebody coming for that purse bid, and Crawford like, nah, I'm not fighting for 200,000, 300,000. And they pry that WBO strap up right off his waist. Or the third thing is, which is what we really want, Crawford and Spence announce their fight. And I think Crawford and Spence announcing a fight, I think that's more realistic than someone coming in, putting up a Triller type bid for the fight. Yeah, no doubt. And then I think the second thing would be him getting stripped. I really think announcing the fight is probably more logical than the other 2. I think so. Yeah, than the aforementioned. So that being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. The bud stops here. That's where we're at with it. Y'all stop playing, announce the fight. I hate to see this man lose his strap, and then everything resets and it all sucks. No disrespect to any fighters, but nobody wants to see Spence and the best fighter at 147, Blair the Flair Cobb. I'm in the breeze.